Hi everyone, welcome back to Unfiltered, the podcast where we make international relations make sense. Today, we're unpacking something that's constantly in the headlines but rarely explained. Military alliances. From NATO to AUKUS, these partnerships aren't just paperwork, they shape wars, influence diplomacy, and decide how the world responds when things get ugly. And let's be real, in today's world, things get ugly quite often. Let's break it down. We're going to start off with the most famous and powerful defense pact in the world, NATO, or simplified, North Atlantic Treaty Organization. NATO was formed in 1949, just after World War II. The idea was simple. If one member is attacked, then all the others defend them. That's collective defense, and it's written in Article 5 of NATO's founding treaty. The clause has only been triggered once, after 9/11, when NATO members rallied behind the US. NATO began with 12 members, and now it has 32 countries, including the US, Canada, UK, Germany, France, and most of Europe. But this brings us to the tricky part, Ukraine. Ukraine wants to join NATO, but doing that while it's actively at war with Russia would automatically put NATO into direct military conflicts, World War III level stakes. So for now, NATO supports Ukraine just without full membership. NATO matters because it's not just about military power, it's about deterrence. It tells the world, if you mess with one of us, you're messing with all of us. Now let's talk about bilateral military partnerships. Most defense cooperation outside NATO is country to country, and one of the biggest tools they use is joint military exercises. Here are two of the important ones you need to know. Cobra Gold, which is hosted annually in Thailand. It's a huge military drill co-led by the US, and it involves countries across Southeast Asia. It's one of the longest running exercises in the region. Then we've got Desert Falcon, which is a military cooperation exercise between the US and Gulf countries like UAE or Saudi Arabia. It's about air defense, coordination, and counterterrorism. These drills serve a purpose beyond just training. They're about building trust between nations, increasing readiness for real conflict, and showing presence and influence, especially in regions like Asia or the Middle East. For example, the US uses Cobra Gold to strengthen its role in ASEAN, countering China's rise and building ties with the Asian countries. Next up, let's talk about a few non-NATO alliances that still matter quite a lot. We've got AUKUS, which is Australia, the UK, and the US. It's a strategic partnership launched in 2021 to boost Indo-Pacific security, especially in response to China's growing influence. Their biggest headline? The US and the UK will help Australia get nuclear-powered submarines. And why does this matter? Because it shifts the balance of power in the Pacific. Submarines mean stealth, strength, and the ability to monitor regional waters without being seen. Then there's ANZUS, which is short for Australia, New Zealand, and United States Security Treaty. This one dates back to 1951 and was designed to secure the Pacific region post-World War II. It's much quieter today, mostly symbolic, especially since the New Zealand's anti-nuclear stance has complicated things. But it still represents shared security interests among Western allies in the South Pacific. So why do countries join military alliances? When countries join alliances like NATO or regularly hold military exercises with strong allies, they are showing the world that they have support and are not acting alone. And that's huge in a time where wars are waged with drones, cyber attacks, and missiles, not just soldiers. But there's a flip side. Military alliances can increase tensions, like Russia feeling threatened by the NATO expansion. That fear was part of what Putin used to justify the invasion of Ukraine. So these pacts must be balanced with diplomacy and dialogue. Whether it's a formal alliance like NATO, a strategic move like AUKUS, or annual drills like Cobra Gold, military partnerships shape the international system. They decide who backs whom, why lines are drawn, and how peace is preserved, or broken. They also reflect power dynamics, who's trusted, who's leading, and who's preparing for what. That's it for this episode of Unfiltered. If today's breakdown helped you understand, go ahead and follow the show, send it to a friend, and make sure to catch us next time. Thank you.